like Shedeur Sanders just made an incredible announcement. It looked like Shedeur Sanders has broken his silence, man. We know the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns has not really been online that much this season. Shedeur has definitely been locked in. Well, I'm here to tell you, he took to Twitter today to drop a profound...
It finally happened. Shedeur Sanders just broke his silence. And it's not what anyone expected. After weeks of rumors, whispers, and speculation about why he wasn't playing.
To me, though, this is Shedeur essentially saying, I'm done fighting. In every way. I'm done fighting.
Waving
with
a
the
white flag?
I'm done fighting with the media. I'm done fighting with my coaches. I'm done fighting with Rex Ryan on Get Up. I'm done fighting with y'all on social media. I'm done fighting. Because whenever somebody brings up, like he said, like, you know, the true success is built on God and God's the one who can open all these doors. Is this Shedeur James Jones kind of just saying, like, I'm done?
Shedeur came out swinging with a message that wasn't humble or rehearsed. It was raw, real, and quietly savage. This wasn't your typical trust the process talk.
And I've learned through it all is to not worry, but lean on and trust God in every situation. Even when I don't know what to do, I've learned that God will always guide. What Shedeur Sanders stated, a profound message from rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Now, we know he has been going through trials and tribulations since pretty much the draft night, man. For this young man to still be focused, not letting anything bother him, not letting anything turn his ship down. I commend Shedeur as a fan and definitely as a supporter of his. I want him to keep doing what he's doing. His time will come, and boy, oh boy, it's always going to be.
This was a man who'd had enough of the noise and decided to speak directly to it. Everyone thought he was just sitting back, waiting for his turn. But the truth? He's been watching, learning, and letting the storm spin itself out. Because sometimes the loudest statement is made in silence. And today, that silence broke. The moment Shedeur hit send on that tweet, the entire football world stopped.
The narrative around Shedeur Sanders is changing. And Shedeur Sanders dropped a tweet yesterday, made the internet go berserk. But we're going to talk about it real quick. And I told y'all the Browns starting to switch up. Everybody getting ready for Shedeur. But I'm finna tell you what y'all know I got that guy. Him. Mr. Sanders. Currently the backup quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, right behind Lil Dilly. You know, we got to give Dilly his respect because he is the starting quarterback. Only because this man, Kevin Stefanski, has a whole lot of faith in something that we just can't see.
It wasn't a rant. It wasn't a cry for help. It was calm, composed, and almost divine in tone. A message about trusting God, about surrendering the fight, and letting purpose take over. Fans didn't just read it, they felt it. The Browns locker room...
Guy going forward. Shedeur Sanders didn't get in the game when they were up 31-6. Yeah. It was game over. Yeah. They were up 31-6, and then if y'all remember in the loss 2 weeks prior, Shedeur didn't get into the game when they were losing clearly and handedly. Yeah. I think Shedeur just now realizes the Browns don't want me to play. They are not playing me under any circumstance.
Yeah. The Dolphins had their backup in the game. Why would you not?
Correct.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Well, that's because Shedeur's a different backup.
They definitely felt it too. Because this wasn't just another athlete posting something motivational. This was Shedeur saying, I'm done fighting battles that were never mine to begin with. And that single post turned the Browns' season narrative upside down. The Cleveland Browns, an organization that somehow turns every quarterback room into a soap opera, are once again stuck in the same cycle.
Start Shedeur, I promise you, that stadium and that team and that offense, whether it goes great or it doesn't, at very least you're going to get the Jackson Dart effect that the Giants
you will.
had
That's a good.
in New York, to where they said, all right, we got to. I believe in this guy.
And you got to do it at home right now. You got a home game,
a winnable home. It's
a
the
winnable home
yeah,
game.
yeah.
If Dylan do play, is the crowd gonna come in the game like if Shedeur plays, it's gonna be lit up in there.
Yeah, it will be.
You know what I'm saying?
It will
The
be.
defense gonna come flying around. And it's the perfect time to start you a little streak if you want to start you
A franchise that's been chasing stability since before half their fans were born now finds itself in the middle of another identity crisis. From Johnny Manziel to Baker Mayfield, they've turned potential into punchlines, talent into turmoil. And now, somehow, they're doing it again. The difference this time? The kid they're sleeping on isn't folding under pressure. He's meditating through it.
We know what Shedeur is. We know who he is, what type of player and person that he is. But yesterday, Shedeur Sanders dropped a tweet, and the world went bananas off facts. As the son of a preacher, as a preacher's kid, as a child that has lived multiple facets of life, that has done a lot of wrong and a lot of right.
While the Browns juggle excuses and shuffle quarterbacks like bad poker cards, Shedeur Sanders is sitting back like a man who already read the script and knows exactly how it ends. The franchise is running in circles, searching for leadership, while the leader they need is sitting right there, waiting, patient, and unbothered. That's the thing about Shedeur. He doesn't chase the spotlight. He doesn't beg for snaps. He waits, he studies, he listens. And when his moment comes, he doesn't just want to play, he wants to transform everything. But right now, Cleveland doesn't see it. The Browns are too busy overthinking the obvious.
Speaks to, and again, it does not bother me in any sort of large way, but what it does speak to is they continue to put all of the eggs in the Dillon Gabriel basket. And they have not been shy about that in any sort of way. And that's it's not surprising to me. No part of this is surprising because this is how they've treated Dillon the entire time. He's always gotten the favorite child treatment, the golden child treatment, and that's okay. They've decided to do that. But to what you're saying, then you have to be right about this guy, and he's got to be better than what you've seen. And again, like, do I think Shedeur, when he wins the job eventually, is going to turn around and be like, oh, thank goodness I had those 10% of reps as the back? No, I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. That's why I'm not losing.
2 weeks ago, they were down bad. Yet Shedeur never touched the field. Last week, they were up by nearly 30, and again, no sign of him. Fans noticed. Analysts started asking questions. How do you have a talent like Shedeur Sanders?
Stefanski is fighting for his job life by trying to cling to Dillon Gabriel, who was his choice to go forward with, because he took him 50 slots higher than Shedeur went in the 5th round. So Stefanski knows if he gives in to Shedeur, I think he's a goner. Like that's going to be the end of him, because he's dug in internally with the owner and the GM that he just wants no part of Shedeur. He doesn't like him. He doesn't like the way he handles himself. He doesn't like the way he carries himself in the locker room and the social media and all those things that nobody liked about him, or a lot of NFL.
And keep him benched while the team drowns in mediocrity. The answer isn't logic, it's ego. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has hitched his entire career to Dillon Gabriel, the so-called safe choice. He's banking his reputation on a guy the fans barely trust, because to him, admitting Shedeur might be better means admitting he was wrong.
I don't think that's not my place, to answer to even be able to give the answer to that. I feel like it's not in my control, so I'm not even gonna think about that or have that even in my thought process of why it is. Like, there's a lot of people that want to have the opportunity to be at this level, and I'm here, and I'm thankful to have the opportunity.
And in the NFL, pride is often louder than progress. But while the Browns cling to stubbornness, Shedeur's operating on a completely different frequency. He's not angry. He's not desperate. He's grounded. Trust in God, he tweeted. Simple, powerful, and exactly what his situation represents. Because this isn't just a football story. It's a faith test disguised as a season.
That over a long time does make a big difference, though. Especially if you're not a first-round quarterback. No, if you're just a rookie. I mean, I'd like to see him play. I'd like to see him have the opportunity to go through some of those reps just from the speed component to it all. I think there's an obvious advantage to that. It's going to be better than him just sitting on the sidelines. But again, this speaks to them putting all their eggs in the Dillon Gabriel basket with the idea that they think it's more valuable for Dillon to get all of them, and they just don't have enough reps to.
Everyone else is counting snaps. Shedeur's counting blessings. While Cleveland's front office analyzes numbers and metrics, Shedeur's analyzing peace. He's not competing for validation, he's preparing for timing. It's a mindset you can't coach. It's a presence you can't fake. It's the kind of calm that makes chaos nervous. The Browns, on the other hand, don't know what to do with calm. This organization runs on chaos. It's their default setting. Give them a stable quarterback, and they'll invent a controversy by Tuesday. Hand them peace, and they'll call it lack of urgency. But Shedeur doesn't play that game. He's not reacting to the drama. He's mastering it. While the team flails, he's practicing discipline. While the coaches panic, he's perfecting patience. Because what the Browns see as silence is actually control. Control over emotion, control over ego, control over everything they can't manage. And that control scares them. It's easier to coach chaos than calm. It's easier to manipulate a player who needs validation than one who already has peace. Shedeur's peace makes them uncomfortable because it exposes their instability. He's not fighting their system. He's outgrowing it. You can see it in the way he carries himself. The quiet confidence, the composure during press conferences. No bitterness, no jabs, just maturity beyond his years. He's not tweeting cryptic shots. He's not clapping back at fans. He's just working. Every rep, every film session, every quiet morning in the gym, it's all part of something bigger. While the Browns obsess over who starts on Sunday, Shedeur's preparing for forever because he knows purpose doesn't beg for attention. It earns it. And when the moment comes, purpose doesn't knock. It kicks the door open, and make no mistake, his moment is coming. You can feel it building. The players sense it. The fans sense it. Even the front office, buried in spreadsheets and excuses, feels it. That quiet energy, that unspoken shift, when everyone starts realizing what's really happening. Because here's the truth. Shedeur Sanders isn't the backup quarterback. He's the backup plan for the Browns' entire culture. The Browns don't need another gunslinger. They need a mindset reset. And that's exactly what Shedeur brings. He's not the type to complain about reps. He turns patience into power. Every time they bench him, he doesn't sulk. He studies. He's not playing checkers with the media. He's playing chess with destiny. While the organization scrambles to defend their decision, Shedeur is quietly building an army of believers. Reporters are starting to question it. Fans are demanding change. And in every comment section, every sports debate show, one name keeps echoing louder: Shedeur Sanders. It's not because he's flashy or loud. It's because he represents something this franchise hasn't seen in decades. Control, maturity, peace under pressure. The kind of quarterback who doesn't just lead a huddle. He changes energy in the entire building. Meanwhile, Kevin Stefanski's fighting for his job, clinging to Dillon Gabriel like a man holding onto a rope that's already snapping. He knows if he gives Shedeur a chance, and Shedeur wins, it's over. His narrative, his authority, his control, it all collapses. That's why he's holding out. It's not about talent, it's about fear. But the thing about purpose is, you can't hold it back forever. You can delay it, you can doubt it, but you can't deny it. Every time Shedeur walks through that locker room, calm, unbothered, and quietly confident, the walls start to crack. The coaches start sensing it. The players start aligning. Destiny has a way of making space for itself. And when it does, the same people who doubted him will pretend they always believed. That's how this works. But Shedeur's not worried about that. He's never been about proving people wrong. He's about proving God right. That's what separates him. While other rookies chase validation, he's chasing vision. While the Browns debate analytics, he's living alignment. And that's the difference between hype and history. This whole saga isn't about who starts next week. It's about who finishes the story. The Browns have spent decades chasing the wrong thing. They wanted excitement. They needed stability. They wanted a savior. They needed someone who didn't want saving. And that's exactly who Shedeur is. He's not here to fix the Browns' chaos. He's here to outlast it. You can see it in his interviews, when he talks about being thankful, about trusting timing. It's not just PR polish. It's peace that's been tested. This kid's been doubted since the draft. They said he wasn't NFL ready. That he only got buzz because of his last name. But week by week, without saying a word, he's proving them all wrong. Not through noise, but through stillness. That's the twist. The Browns are used to quarterbacks who crack under pressure. Shedeur absorbs it. They think they're testing his patience, but he's testing theirs. How long can they ignore what's already written? Because when his time comes, and it will, the entire league's going to feel it. It won't just be a debut, it'll be a correction. The Browns will finally realize what they've been missing. Not just talent, but temperament. Not just potential, but presence. Because when Shedeur finally steps onto that field, it won't be about proving himself. It'll be about reminding everyone why patience always wins. Every snap he takes will carry the weight of the weight. Every throw will sound like a statement. And when that moment comes, the same fans who once questioned him will be chanting his name like they always knew. That's the beauty of destiny. It doesn't need to convince anyone. It just arrives. So let Cleveland keep playing politics. Let the coaches overthink it. Let the analysts doubt. Because somewhere in that locker room, a young quarterback is sitting in silence, smiling, knowing the storm's almost over. Every storm runs out of thunder eventually. And when it does, the only thing left standing is what was grounded from the start. And that's Shedeur Sanders. Grounded, unbothered, divinely patient, and ready. The Browns might not see it yet, but the fans do. The league will too. Because when his moment finally comes, it's not going to feel like a surprise. It's going to feel inevitable. He won't just be stepping into a position. He'll be stepping into purpose. And when purpose walks onto the field, no one can stop it.
It's the plan. If that's not what you're trying to do, don't get me. If you ain't trying to change the franchise or the culture, don't get me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over. And I've done it over and over and over. So it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me.
You know this city loves football. I think you probably have felt that since you've been drafted.
Yeah.
That is what this city is about, the Cleveland Browns. What's kind of that reception been like for you from the fans?
It been extremely well, I would say. I understand. Really, I feel like the Browns fans, they just want something to hope for, and they've been wanting it so long. So finally, I'm here to change that. I'm here to,